Hi, my name is Megan Barnes. I went to Marion High School, and I graduated May 2005. I never really had a thought about going to college. I just assumed I would go to college, even though I was not great at school. And A-State was kind of the easy answer because it was close to home, and I didn't have scholarships. I didn't have really a whole lot of expectations. So A-State at that time was the easier choice. However, that did not turn out the way that I thought it was going to. When I was in college, I didn't technically plan to be a teacher. I went into A-State with an unknown degree, and I guess I just thought that life would come easy and I would just kind of float along, and I didn't decide to become a teacher until after I failed and decided to go back, and kind of that changed my whole perspective. I dropped out of college. Technically, I failed out of college. I was never good at school, meaning that I always struggled. And when I got to college, that did not change. I did not go to classes, and I got really depressed, and that kind of influenced my not going to classes, and I eventually made enough F's and they kicked me out. After I failed out of college, I had to go back home, and it was terrible. It was conflicting because I had to live under my parents' rules, and I was an adult at that time, and it just did not mesh. We did not mesh. I worked at the courthouse in West Memphis, Arkansas. That was the logical step. My mom worked there, and it was an easy job, and I kind of just thought that that's how life was going to take me, and I actually liked it. I thought I did a good job, but I eventually thought this is definitely not something that I want to do with the rest of my life. I decided to go back to college after I started teaching competitive cheer at night. So I would work at the courthouse and I would teach cheer at night. I truly fell in love with cheer. I went to a convention where it was all surrounded by cheerleading. And I thought to myself, if I could do something to where every single day I got to be around people that I love, I get to do what I love, what in the world am I doing sitting at West Memphis Courthouse? So kids were logical to me. I knew I wanted to do something with kids. I knew cheer was not going to be something that I could do. And teaching just became my mission. I thought every single piece of teaching is exactly what I wanted to do. Being organized, planning, being around children, being able to kind of dictate my day. It was such an easy step. So I left that convention. I went back to the courthouse and I said, I'm going to put in a 2 weeks notice. I think that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to college. I chose A-State because Mid-South had a program to where I could not have to drive to Arkansas State, not pay as much tuition, and I was able to be taught by A-State instructors, which turned out to be just a phenomenal program. I loved it. I loved the teachers. I felt prepared for going into the workforce. My internships were incredible, and I truly thought that A-State did a fantastic job preparing me. During the process of going back to college, I struggled just with, one, paying for it, two, being able to kind of function in life because I was married, and kind of getting everything set up. So my husband decided that we were going to move to Florida. So he went ahead and came to Florida, found a job, and I moved out of our house that we owned and into my sister's apartment. And I flew back and forth for about a year and a half to see him. So I graduated from A-State in 2017, moved to Florida, and went on a few interviews, got hired at a school that's about 30 minutes from my house, and fell in love with my principal, fell in love with my students and my co-teachers. I teach 5th grade reading, writing, and social studies. It is everything and more that I could have ever imagined. There are hard days, and there are days that I cry. There are days that I wonder, what in the world am I thinking? But 90% of my days, I am truly happy and feel so fulfilled and blessed by making that choice that one day. And it completely changed and shifted my entire world. And for a kid who thought that college definitely was not for her, I kind of exceeded all of my expectations of myself, and now I get to do what I love every day. My name is Megan Barnes, and I am an A-State alum.